What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Now, today we're going to be talking about the new heroic trial, the one that just dropped. We talked about 1 and 2 that were not really in timely fashion, but they're still live. You can actually still go fight those. But remember, you only get 1 orb a day, so you got to really kind of make your decisions wisely. I'm taking on 3 right now just because I really want the Sword Shaman Bond. Remember, we get a free one of her from... basically, you get her unit for absolute free just by beating the story event. Now, I've not beaten the story event yet, but let's go ahead and go in here real quick. Okay. All that good stuff. Let's get that out of the way. So, if we go up here, and we go over to Very Hard, once you actually beat Very Hard, you're actually going to get a free unit. Now, remember, this is not hexagonal. This is the actual unit itself. If you do not have her, you will get her for absolutely free right here. Now, the best part about this, if you go down here to the Heroic Trial, you actually can get a free bond for her in here. So there's no excuse for anyone not to have her +1, even if you've never summoned. Now, obviously then summoning on the banner, you should hopefully be able to accrue her pretty fast. She's really awesome. I really like this unit, and I cannot wait to try her out. So I'm going to try to maximum break her really soon. So sometime this weekend, we can start doing some damage testing with her. That'd be a lot of fun. But the Heroic Trial, specifically, is really stupid easy. Hilariously easy, in fact. I S-cleared this on an auto run. That's how easy it is. Now, to be fair, I am using a team of fully maxed and broken units. That is a thing. With the exception, actually, of Sayaka. I have no bonds on her, and she's only 3-star hero ascension. Now, normally, even with a team like this, you're going to have... It's going to be nigh impossible to S-clear it with an EX mission, despite how good this team actually is. Sometimes, on most heroic trials, in fact, I would say, it's hard to even beat it with an auto run. But this is so easy, you can S-clear this with an auto. It's hilarious. So, the team, obviously, is Line on the front for the 33% SAH charge. The first unit here is actually I say older unit, but a unit that we don't use very often. The Wind Haruhime. And the reason Wind Haruhime is here, wind and magic attack damage plus 60%, so she's really good in that regard. Counter rate and critical rate 30%. That's going to help us basically clear this out a lot faster. Then she also does a single target debuff of 20%, magic resist and wind resist down 35%. So all of our, well, she's the only magic unit on this team. Everyone else is physical, with the exception of Haruhime. But she's the only magic attacker, but she's going to make her magic attacks more powerful. Now, the other real reason we have on her is her essay. Her essay is an Ultra Wind magic attack, 40% per each self magic and wind attack damage buff. Remember, that adds up really quickly. That's 160% buff when you're done with everything. And foe removes strength and magic buffs. That'll help out drastically. So that's basically just going to let everybody do crazy damage. She's going to be really handy. Okay? Then we've got Eyes. Eyes, skill 1, is a fast strength, dex, and wind attack damage, and counter rate 40%. Now, you'll see that 40% is actually on the wind attack, and actually up right here in a moment. But then she comes down and she does skill 3, which is a high wind physical attack, high critical rate, and self plus 3 actions, low wind physical attack. So for turns 3, 4, and 5, she's going to be doing an extra attack, which is really just going to help us clear this event. Then we're going to do skill 2, which is a super wind physical attack with temporary strength boost, status buff minus 2 turns. That's going to be really handy because they actually, Wealth gets an endurance buff, and Sayaka gets, I'm sorry, not Sayaka. I can't remember their names. I'm awful at this. But anyway, old girl, she gets a strength attack, strength buff. So basically, Eyes is here to take care of that and get rid of those so we can just beat them a little bit faster. Finn, on the other hand, he's got an interesting place in this team. Okay, Low wind physical attack with ultra critical rate. Wind resist minus 40%, so we already have a 35%. Now we're going to take it down a little bit more. Strength and agility plus 30%. So he's going to give agility to everybody, so he's going to go a lot faster. Super wind physical attack. We're actually not going to use that at all. What we're going to do is we're going to come down here to faux singular. High wind physical attack damage plus 35% per each self. Strength buff skill, so he's going to get himself 70% on this attack. It's going to be really good. And his SA is basically the one we want to get off. Ultra wind physical attack with temporary great strength boost, high penetration rate, strength and magic, and wind attack damage plus 60%. That's going to let everybody else do a crazy amount of damage. It's really, really, really super handy. Okay. Now, as far as our first sack or our second sack goes, this is the unit that's going to come in when Line leaves. Sayaka. Sayaka's... I know, I get their names confused. Sayaka is going to be really handy on this team because until Finn gets off his SA, she's going to give everybody a 50% wind attack damage buff. That means that wind buff that Finn doesn't have, he gets a 50%, and the 40% that Ice has becomes a 50% on turn 2. That's going to be really important. Finally, on the last turn, Haruhime is going to come in, and I really don't feel like this Haruhime needs an introduction. You know what she does at this point. Now, this is an auto run. So, actually doing this now for real. Let me show you basically the skill run that we do here, so it's not doing an auto run. So, we're going to do 33% SA gauge charge. It's going to give everybody what they need. I am going to target... I get their names so confused. Yukina. We're going to target Yukina just because she's kind of our biggest threat. Now, wind resistance is down 40% on her, so we'll take her out pretty quickly. With Wealth, wind resistance is also down 40%. So, really, Thunder is a better team to bring here, but my Wind team is stronger. So if you have a Thunder team, you could do this. I really do feel like a single target Wind team is a little bit stronger than a single target Thunder team, though my Thunder team does kind of suck. So maybe I'm a little slanted on that. So that's why I use Wind here. But 33% SA gauge charge. Do skill 1 with everybody that starts our buff and debuff stack. And once again, we're going to take out Yukina as quickly as we can. Now, Sayaka is kind of a wild card here. About 50% of the time, Sayaka does croak because I don't have any bonds in her. If I had one bond in her, it would be nice. But here we go. We're going to do the wind basically buff 50%. That's going to basically give Eyes here, who's going to do skill 3 instead of skill 2. And Finn, a decent buff, because Finn doesn't even have a wind buff at this point. And normally we do skill 3, but his skill 3 is literally all about debuffing. And the only thing they've got is a strength and endurance that he's not going to take away anyway. So we're going to jump to skill 3 with him. Okay? Now, we're going to do skill 2, because that's going to basically be our big debuff with Haruhime. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, see, Sayaka got hit hard, that one. Generally speaking, it's about a 50-50 chance. So if she survives, great. Mine's at level 60. Mine's got no bonds, like I said before. So with a bond or two, she'd have survived it. I just got to rerun it a couple times, and I'll get the S clear eventually. But remember, once you get the S clear once, you're good to go. So you can do whatever you want to do there. This is just the path I've chosen. Now I'm going to go into Yosuga on this one. We could debuff them. If I'm honest, it's really not necessary. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, why do you not have this Yukina on your team anyway? Because the nice part about that Yukina is when she counters, she's actually going to debuff them 45%. And the simple answer is I haven't built up my Yukina yet. So I've got to go build her up. I'm really waiting to get the free bonds because I don't want to go too deep in the banner until I know what I need from this unit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just being smart with my Iris. I've maxed out the other banner, got what I need out of that banner, and obviously we're going to do some paid summons and things like that. But before I spend my free-to-play Iris, that I really probably should think ahead and start saving for the anniversary, I want to be intelligent about this. I don't want to just start blowing Iris for no reason. So I'm being a little more intelligent. If you have her maxed, she's a great fit here. But for me, having her at level 60 is not enough to make me interested in using her on this team. If she was like +3, I wouldn't even flinch. But neither here nor there. Let's go in. Now, so we're going to do skill 3 with everybody on this turn. No, I take that back. We're going to do skill 2 with Eyes, because skill 2 is Eyes' biggest attack. And like I said, Yosuga with Haruhime. Here we go. Alright. Now we're going to kill her with counters on this one. So we're just going to focus on, in fact, let's compare essay. So I did say I liked her essay. That's because I forgot that it doesn't do the thing that I thought it did. So I'm going to stick her to her S3. Now, this one's really nice. Wind resist down 50%. Type single targets plus 25%. I'm actually going to do that over Finn's. And the only reason I'm going to do that over Finn's is I don't think we need the strength boost. I mean, either way, it's like 6 one, half dozen the other. But we're going to take out Yukina with counters anyway. So at this point, we can just focus on taking out Wealth quickly. And the single target attack, plus all the debuffs we do here, is just going to help us take him out quickly, even faster. In fact, there's a high chance we might take him out on this turn. Let's see, though. Let's take a look. All right. Do you think, girl? Nice. Good hits. That counter took her out. And counters took him out. Haruhime croaked, which is interesting. It's a rare sight. But either way, we got the clear. Obviously, that would not be an S clear, so I just want to go back in and rerun it. Like I said, most of the time I'm actually able to easily beat this with an auto run. So, you know, just play your cards wisely. With the auto run, there is a rare situation in which you don't win, but the win ratio is so high and it beats it so quickly. For me, it's an easy gamble. So make your decisions wisely. Go in here, fight your fights. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. Like I said, though, if you have Yukina, she's a great fit. She's going to debuff them. You're not going to have these problems. Notice I kind of got my units killed because I didn't debuff. So if you really, really want to, you can debuff their outgoing damage, I should say. But I just chose not to in my run. It did cost me, but it didn't cost me so much I can't go back in there and redo it over and over and over again and eventually get the S clear. So you do still get your rewards without S clearing. Just remember, S clear is what gets you a little bit of extra Iris. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Like, comment, share. Go get your Yukina bonds, guys. Not Wealth. I think Yukina's way better personally. That's my opinion. If you differentiate, put it in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one.